Hey there, TigerShark here again. So, the mobile game market is absolutely saturated with some of the most garbage games I've ever played, but you can find some gems in there still. So I'm doing a new series where I'll find them and I'll tell you about them. So for this first episode I found a developer called Dark Dome. They have a whole series of puzzle games. They actually have an interesting story that connects through all the games. The gameplay you're seeing on screen is from the game called Escape from the Shadows. I played it through on my phone already, then I downloaded it on PC using a program called BlueStacks so I could record it in higher resolution. Just in case you're wondering how I'm playing with a mouse cursor. The game has a lot of sections. I only recorded the first one to avoid spoilers as much as possible. This specific game is the conclusion of a few of the other stories all combined, so if you want to try them, don't start with this one. A detective is investigating disappearances of people in a weird town called Hidden Town. I won't spoil the story any more than that because there are some twists and turns you might not expect. So as for the reasons I'm picking this series of games for this video, I personally am a big fan of puzzle games. The main gameplay here is moving between rooms looking for clues. There will be boxes, cabinets, drawers, and all kinds of locked things with weird symbols on them. The symbols you'll start to recognize as you play through this series. They tend to use all the same ones. Most of the puzzles involve combining items to find other items that give you clues to open doors and things. When I describe it like that, it doesn't actually sound as good, but I really enjoy it, so apparently Dark Dome is doing something right. As an example, this key I pick up is too rusty to fit in the lock, so I have to find an acidic rust remover. But once I put the key into it, I can't pick it up because I'd hurt my hand, so I have to find a rubber glove to pull it out safely. Some of the puzzles can be actually pretty hard, and it can be really satisfying to solve them. However, I can't make a fair review without mentioning the negatives, so here we go. Sometimes the puzzles are literally just find a piece of paper with the code on it, then open the box to find another piece of paper with a code on it for a different box. That's not a puzzle, that's just a series of clicks to get from point A to point B to point C, and there's no actual puzzle solving involved there. On the opposite side of that, I found some of the puzzles to be so obscure that I had to click the hint button to figure them out. The classic point-and-click game issue of making a solution so specific that it doesn't really make sense. And of course, the other classic point-and-click game issue. Your character will choose random objects and books to pick up, but not others. Like in the solution I mentioned earlier, I already had the rubber glove in my inventory. How would I have known I would need that, though? Why pick that up specifically? I guess you really can't make every item interactable and every book readable, so I can't really fault them for that too hard. A couple more things to mention here. The game is free, so there are occasional ads. You can get a hint for the current puzzle you're on by watching an ad, or you can pay $2 for the premium version, which removes ads and gives you permanently free hints. Plus you get a bonus puzzle and ending scene with the premium version. So to finish here, my thoughts on these games are that I don't know if the gameplay could stand on its own as a good game. They're really heavily carried by the story and the art and the vibes. And I always enjoy the music, though it can get pretty repetitive. Overall though, I give this a solid recommend. If you like puzzle games, Dark Dome has made something like 9 of these as far as I'm aware, most of which I have played and enjoyed. So that's all for this one, and as always I hope you have a spectacular day. I have other channels and projects that I would love for you to check out. I have a second channel called Drawing with TigerShark where I have a variety of drawing content. I have an EP on Spotify called 5,555 Miles as my one-man band called Power Mouse. And finally, I have a clothing brand called Studio Duck Apparel featuring original artwork that I create myself. The links to these things will all be in the description.